to our channel Pyramid Times. Myself Veena Sirvu, Creative Director at Pyramid Times and also a holistic healer. We have with us Richa Das, a renowned hypnotherapist and also a Reiki Grandmaster. She does intensive work in Akashic Records also. And she is a banker by profession. While she was working as a banker, she felt that a strong need to fulfill her life purpose in the area of healing. There she has mastered a couple of modalities like she is a NLP master practitioner and a hypnotherapist. And the current topic we are taking on is on the Akashic Records. Welcome Richa for Pyramid Times.
Thank you so much, Veena. Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me today.
Yes. So what are the Akashic Records, Richa?
Yes, it's a very interesting question, Veena, that you've asked. Akashic Records, to say it very simply, is a compendium of all your experiences, thoughts, everything that you've ever done in any lifetime, whether you choose to believe it in past lives or not. This entire set of experiences is contained in an energetic realm. It's said to be the sixth realm of heaven, and this is said to be contained where even the laws live. In Hinduism, you may have heard of this concept. It's a myth, actually a myth. It's said to be that all our karmas are written in a book by Lord Chitragupta. Many are aware of this concept. Now, this book that is being referred to in this myth is actually the Akashic Records. In India, it is actually prevalent in two formats of astrology. In the northern side of India, it's called Bhrigu Samhita, and in the southern side of India, it's called Nadi astrology. Now, to do this format of astrology, actually some ancient scriptures are referred to. And when we examine those scriptures, we realize that these scriptures are actually, for want of a better word, downloaded versions of the Akasha or the Akashic Records. What I do in the Akashic Records is actually different from this format. This is not an astrological format. This is a channeling format. And the reason that we look at this is because it's an amazing metaphysical modality to not just heal, but to have a complete solution or a complete approach towards spiritual ascension. So I'd love to talk to you a little bit more about it. So, let's move on with it. You could ask me probably questions around it and let's see how it goes.
Yeah. So how do we access our own Akashic Records? Do we have access to others' Akashic Records as well?
Yes, we can not just access our own records, but we can access others' records also. However, the Akasha or the Akashic Records move on very strict guidelines. You cannot access anyone else's records without their express permission. When someone gives you the permission, it can be accessed. The how process of it, there are multiple ways in which it can be done. One is through Reiki in an extreme, in a very deep Reiki trance state. Akashic can be accessed. Another is in hypnotherapy, in the life between lives spiritual regression. Akashic Records can be accessed quite successfully. And the third format is a channeling format. That's what I teach in my classes, which actually induces a light trance state, through which you can access your own records and also use this to serve others by accessing their records and answering their questions, healing them in this modality, and providing them with views and solutions to what they are facing in their life, whether that can be patterns, whether that can be relationships that are not working out, or situations that have happened for which they do not have a solution or an understanding. Akashic has proved to be very, very good for solace, for grief handling, for understanding, reasons behind events in our lives which absolutely do not make sense from a logical point of view. Akashic seems to have answers to all of that and more. I've been working with this modality successfully for the past 6 years. I encountered it for the first time when I was doing my own life between lives spiritual regression training. And that's the first time when I encountered the Akasha. And for the first entry itself was absolutely fascinating. So then, the interest grew over time. And now I am, teaching classes as well in the Akasha. With, a renewed set of students who are very, very interested in their own spiritual ascension, as well as really committed and devoted towards serving others. So that combination works very well with the Akasha.
That's very good. So is it something related to hypnotherapy, or how is it? How does it work?
Hypnotherapy induces a state of trance for the client, through which the client has his or her own experience and hence has healing as a result of that. Akashic that way is an indirect modality where the trance state is actually experienced by the reader or the healer himself or herself. The recipient or the client is just the recipient of this modality. The effects of these two, however, are similar. And that's what I have also been studying because I'm also a clinical hypnotherapist. So I've been comparing the two methods. How it serves the client better, it's very, very good for clients who are unable to come to you for a direct hypnosis or a hypnotherapy session. They can be connected to you through an online medium and experience an Akashic healing. As well as it's very good for clients who are sometimes scared of hypnosis. So when they do get to understand the reasons behind the patterns or the issues that they have in their lives, they become willing then to really work on themselves. This provides them with an impetus, a momentum to actually look at this more deeply. And then hypnotherapy can follow through as a combination format. So what I've found is that all the three modalities primarily that I do practice, they complement each other beautifully, whether it's Reiki and Akashic healing, hypnotherapy and Akashic healing. So I found them complementing each other, and it really provides a holistic, comprehensive role for all my clients so that they can look at it in a well-rounded way to say, okay, I do have answers to the issues that I'm facing, and now I'm more willing to work on these issues and get them to completion, get them to complete.
Yes, so very well explained, Richa. So even I am a Reiki master, and people come for healing. They ask how much time it takes. I give couple of days, like 14 days, or sometimes even a month for the issues they are facing. They say we don't have that much time and we need a faster healing. So will Akashic Records healing, does that work?
It absolutely works. However, the time, it's a human construct. So in Akasha, there is no time. If you understand the lesson, if you understand the reason why something's happened, instant healing can occur. However, if you need time to completely comprehend it as to how it has happened, what is the reason, and you need time for you to subconsciously, build it in, then it can take longer. So hence, time is a very relative concept when it comes to the Akashic. However, what I have noticed with this is that, there is complete healing. And people who have resolved their issues through the Akasha, the issues have not come back. And they're leading a more fuller, a more healed life.
Yes. So will Akashic Records healing address only the current life issues, or it will deal with past lifetimes as well?
So what's amazing, as I said before as well, because it's a complete holistic healing, it not just addresses the current life, but it can actually access all your lives as a human being, as an interplanetary being. So yes, it can access everything because the entire library, your infinite library, is available for you to understand, to decipher the reason behind things, and to look at it to completion. It can also give rise to what we call as ancestral trauma or intergenerational trauma. There are things that get passed on from generation to generation, whether it's patterns, whether it's a way of looking at things, whether it's self-limiting beliefs. Akashic is proved to be excellent in all of these categories.
So Richa, how channeling is done using the Akashic Records?
So the channeling is a process. That's what I do teach in the class. To be able to do this successfully, you do need, first of all, an open mind and a willing heart. Several people have asked me, will I be able to do channeling? I do not do any meditation whatsoever. And this is my answer to them. If you have an open mind and a willing heart, you'll be able to do that. Because it involves looking at that soft side of you, the intuitive side of you, the soulful side of you. The class is designed around that you're able to successfully look at that. The process that I use is a simpler process. It's a very simple process. So what I found is all my students have been able to access the Akasha quite successfully after the training. So to put it very simply, it is tuning in to your intuitive side and being open to answers that do come, sometimes in sounds, sometimes in vibrations, sometimes as visions, sometimes as metaphors, sometimes just as a feeling, and to be able to interpret that as to the answers that you're seeking for the questions that you've asked. So that's what it
Yes.
is in a nutshell.
Yes. So you were mentioning about the laws that are present in the Akashic field. So when we do the channeling, is it that we connect to the laws, or is it that we connect to the deities or masters or spirit guides who will appear during the readings?
So in the Akasha, the Akashic field, there are four major entities which you do interact with. They are the lords of the records. The lords of the records look after the integrity or the authenticity of the records. They are the masters, teachers, and loved ones. The masters are actually spiritual beings or entities that have looked after your soul from the time it's separated from the all source. So, from the very beginning of time, from where your soul was born, not just in this lifetime. They've always looked after you. Your teachers are the ones that are specific to the lessons that you're learning in that specific lifetime. For example, if Richard's lesson in this lifetime is self-love and acceptance, then I'll have specific teachers for self-love and acceptance. And they would be interacting with me for those lessons. And the fourth set of entities are loved ones. Now, loved ones are people from your ancestral line or people whom you consider family that have passed on now. So they sometimes sit in the sixth realm and look after you as your loved one. You may or may not know them. For example, Richa's great-great-great-grandmother may be her loved one in the Akasha, but Richa has never known her in this lifetime. However, she looks after my soul's journey. So that's what it is all about.
Yes, Richa. So what kind of issues do we address in the Akashic records, reading or through healing? Like spiritual, is it emotional or mental or even physical as well?
Actually, all four aspects. Thank you so much for mentioning that. Because as you would understand, all physical issues are coming out actually from a mental pattern or an emotional issue around it. So all such issues can be addressed through the Akasha. What we need to do is to be able to interpret it correctly and ask accordingly. When we ask a question, the person who's adept at reading these records, they can actually not just read them successfully, but they're also able to link in the healing with it. Akashic also has a complete modality to heal within it. However, the person who's providing that needs to be able to do that successfully.
So it's overall a holistic modality, like this Akashic records healing is a holistic modality. And can you give me how your clients got benefited? Like what scenarios they have used this far and how their experience was?
Sure, absolutely. I'll be glad to do that. As you would know, Veena, with any other modality, confidentiality is at its peak when it comes to Akasha as well. So it is the strict. We completely keep all the client details to ourselves. However, I can talk about the content of it. How the healing occurred and what happened there. So Akashic, as I said before as well, can be read for other individuals. It can even be read for properties. It can be read for animals. So there are different, services through which you can provide in the Akasha. The few instances that I've seen it work most beautifully is specifically in grief handling. So I had a client who recently lost her mother, and she had lost her dad as well a few years back. So this client was actually bereft when she came to me. She had felt that life had lost its meaning. So she was in a very deep, dark place when she had come in. And her only question was why both my parents left. And it was answered so beautifully in a 45-minute session for her. And when it came to loved ones, actually both her parents appeared in the reading and in the healing, and they provided her with so much love, and the love flowed from me to her. It was an extremely emotional session. But what I found later from my client was that later she was absolutely fine. And she said those 45 minutes were probably the most valuable 45 minutes that I've ever spent, because that has completely put me into a new direction. And she was able to come out from that deep well of grief that was there, and she was not finding any anchor or any duress there. And the Akashic proved to be an excellent choice for her at that moment in time. So this was probably one of the most, this was one of my earliest cases that I had handled, and still remains one of the most beautiful ones. So this was one instance of grief handling. Let me talk to you a little bit about a physical issue. This is a very recent case which my client was facing. This client has had cancer from the past 12 years actually. When the cancer occurred to this client, doctors had given him around a year to live. It's been 11 plus years and he's still living, still fighting that disease. And now he's tired actually. So he wanted to understand what is the reason why this disease has occurred to him. So this was a physical issue with which he came. And when we started to look in the Akasha, and when I delved into his past lives, it was actually something which he had done to somebody. He had actually was a priest in his last lifetime, and he had expelled someone from the temple premises because the person that was a leper. He was a beggar, and he had something in his leg, and that leper had given him a curse. So what he was living out was a curse. So he did ask for forgiveness. And what I found in my client was an acceptance now of his condition. Of course, he's still fighting the disease and fighting it very bravely. But that tiredness that he was feeling around it, he had lost his will to fight anymore. That was gone. This was again one of the most recent cases that I did, and again a very beautiful one. So yeah, as I said, I gave you two examples. One was an extreme emotional one, other was a strongly physical one. And in both cases, I found that the Akasha was there to help. And these are people who have looked at other modalities, have looked at English medicine. I'm not saying English medicine doesn't work. Of course it does. Sometimes it's not able to provide answers. And that is the place for the Akasha. To provide answers, to change a perspective, to show someone the truth and a new light, a new energy to look at their life in a holistic way, in a way in which they can accept all parts of their lives and not just live in one part of their life, and understand that they are actually multidimensional beings who have different layers to them. And this is not the first time that they have lived. They've lived before. So, I find it a deeply rewarding work, a true service. I had read many years back that one service that you can do, the greatest service that you can do for someone, is to lift their state of mind. And I find Akasha doing that very beautifully. So I'm very happy to serve in the Akasha as a healer, as a teacher, and let's see what more it demands from me as the years go by.
Yes, those changes even I could experience when I have attended your classes in the Akashic Records.
Sure.
When you were doing the reading and the healing for me, I could, even my logical mind can't accept even 1 inch of it also, because I don't believe in past lives or any of that stuff. But when you did the reading, the emotions were just coming up. I was getting even tears, and the processing is so profound. For one day, I was just resting myself. Maybe the body is integrating all these changes. It was so profound and very unusual, I felt. I didn't believe initially what Akashic Records are, but when I underwent the experience of it, I know it is there, something is there in it and it works. So would you like to describe how the duration of your classes and...
Sure, absolutely. I'd love to talk about that. Akashic, currently I have two levels of classes. The first level is when you learn how to read for yourself and for others.
And how much time it takes to one to acquire that skill to access Akashic Records?
Sure. I'd love to answer that. So the level 1 is called the Akashic reading class, which is where you learn how to read for yourself and read for others. That is actually an 8-hour class. I conduct it online as well as in the offline mode. I break up the class into 2 parts so that people have an ease of learning, and they learn one part and then they come for the second one. Now there is a 30-day grace period which ensues after the reading class, because that's when you would practice reading for yourself, reading for others. That's when the whole channeling bit comes in. That's when you understand how to channel. The healing class, I usually recommend that after a few days of reading class, you need to come for the healing class. The healing class is around 10 plus hours. It's close to 11 hours actually. And it has 3 different modalities, from energy healing to intergenerational and ancestral healing to past lives healing. I do also talk about curses, oaths, and all those other, energy issues that you encounter in the Akasha, and how do we look at it, how do we heal those things. I conduct a special class as well, Veena, where I do talk about how to combine Akashic healing with other modalities that completely complement it. This is Reiki and hypnotherapy. This I'm drawing from my own work that I do. And I've realized how beautifully these two can be combined, or these 3 can be combined. So I teach my students who know these modalities in this class, so that they are able to combine the two. Like you said, you're a Reiki master. How do you use Reiki inside Akasha? And how do you then give your client a complete holistic healing in one session itself? And then the client can also walk away, taking a benefit of 2 different modalities all at the same time. So I do teach that in a special class. I do have more plans coming in. There's a plan of another class which will be a complete soul journey. Of course, that's taking some time to craft it, because a lot of study goes into putting together these classes. So that's still work in progress. I am quite hopeful about it, that it will come out to be very good and would be well received. But let's see, that's in the future. But these other classes are very much there for taking, and it's very much available right now.
Yes, looking forward for even the next level course from you, Richa, definitely.
Absolutely.
And coming to one last question I have, how Akashic Records, the light in the Akashic Records will help the ascension of the planet Earth?
What a beautiful question, Reena. Thank you so much for asking me that. I believe 2020 has been a complete game changer for many. It has disrupted the way we have looked at life, and it has stopped many on their tracks. And here, Akasha is helping beautifully, because this is a time when several people are asking why. Why are we here? What's happening? What are we doing to our planet? And what is this disease that has taken over and stopped all of us in the track? So here's Akasha and our ability to be able to channel from this energetic realm would really help the planet in raising its entire vibrational frequency. The information that I have received from the channelings that I do is this is the need of the hour. And actually, that's the reason why so many people are awakening to the light in themselves to be able to do this channeling more effectively. If you know about our history, it was earlier, rishis who used to actually be able to do this channeling, the Sapta rishis, okay? Whether it's Bhrigu or whether it's Agastya Muni. The fact that normal regular people like you and me are able to do this channeling very successfully itself shows that there's a vibrational shift on planet Earth, and we are all a part of it. And this vibration will continue to shift very beautifully with the Akasha. And we're all being called to service Mother Gaia or Mother Earth as she continues to raise her frequency to change this permanently.
Yes, that's so well explained, Richa, that as we are the part of planet Earth, even if we heal, even one person heal, it will be contribution to the healing of the planet also.
Absolutely, absolutely. You're absolutely right. And I have decided to devote my life to this service. And I will continue to do that. Let's see the heights to which it takes all of us.
Yes. I myself experience very transformational states, and the trance states that I get into while doing reading for clients is so phenomenal. Even my creativity flows just like that. After doing a reading, I feel like something writing on my own that will be coming from a different dimension, which we can access.
Yes.
So do you think we can even access the history of our planet Earth or across the civilizations and all these things?
So we can use Akasha to do research like that, metaphysical research. Of course we can. And there are several around the planet who are doing that. Of course you can do that. All information that is readily available in the Akasha, which can be called, for want of a better word, public information, that can be easily accessed. So history of Earth, whatever is available for us to understand, to view and to interpret, can be interpreted in the Akasha. There is also availability of looking at other planets and what's happening there. So there are several people who are interested in those kinds of channelings as well. So that can also be done. Those are, the larger parts of Akasha which are still, unexplored. There's work going on. Not that I can say that even this part has been completely explored. We are talking of an infinite library. We've only just started to open the door right now. So yes, exciting times ahead for all of us.
Yes. So with this, we conclude this session for today. And it's whoever wants to know more about Akashic Records, you can get in touch with Richa. All the description and the links will be posted below this video.
So thank you so much, Veena, for inviting me. And, to all my viewers here, please subscribe to the Pyramid Times YouTube channel. She was very, very kind to interview me. And so thank you so much, Veena. You have a blessed day ahead of you.
Thank you, Richa. Thank you.